everyone, and welcome back to my second channel. This is J Alto's Crazy Eats and Kitchen Cheats. Today I'm going to do a basic pancake waffle mix. I'm going to use my waffle iron, just heating up back there, and I'm going to do cinnamon apple waffles, or apple cinnamon, whichever way you want to say it. I'm basically going to use the Comstock, which is one of the brands. Well, this is Great Value's brand, but Comstock is the one you'll probably see on the shelf a lot. It's already made pie filling. It doesn't have a lot of seasonings in it, so I'm going to add just a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of cloves, just sprinkle that in over the apples. They are in big chunks, so I'm going to go ahead and take this handy dandy bowl right here. And here's my kitchen cheat. Those of you who watched my videos previously on cooking know I'm a big fan of kitchen scissors. Use them to cut meat, bread, fish, vegetables for your salads, and yes, fruit. So when these chunks come out of the can that are too big, I want them a little bit smaller. I'm going to mince them up with the scissors. So I'll be back in a minute. Alrighty, so as you can see, I've dumped the apples from the pie filling can. You can use any fruit you want, by the way. I'm just using apple cinnamon today. They have the pie filling as cherry, blueberry, raspberry. I think I've seen blackberry. Rhubarb, strawberry rhubarb, and there's a lot. I mean, they got them all. Peach, makes great peach cobbler, by the way. Apple, clearly, and what did I forget? I'm sure there's one that I'm forgetting that's like major. I don't know. I'll come back to that. But they have many, many flavors, so pick and choose. So basically, I just take the scissors, and since these are kind of like whole apples, made to go in pie, so to speak, you can see they're big chunks in here like this one. So just a little snip all the way around. I like to do this with scissors because it makes it nice and easy, keeps your hands from getting messy trying to use a cutting board and a knife. It only takes a few seconds. Basically just cut in a couple different directions. It doesn't have to be totally minced into teeny little pieces. You can leave some good sized chunks in there. It's actually going to give you a little more flavor. And the good thing about the pie filling is it's not runny. You don't have like canned fruit where you have a lot of juice to get rid of. This is made to go into pastries, so you've already got your thickened sauce around it. There we go. Diced and ready to go. It's lovely. So basically I'm just going to, if you find any bigger chunks later, you can always use the scissors again. Hey, I didn't open that correctly. All right, let's try this again. It's flip-topped in. So this is the ground cloves. It's just going to get more of that apple pie kind of flavoring. I'm just going to sprinkle it on top. Go light on the cloves because cloves are very strong and actually give you kind of a hot burning sensation if you use too much. And of course I'll have to mix this in. That's JC walking past in his flip-flops from the shower. I promise I don't have ducks in my family room over here. This is the same thing. It's just a McCormick brand cinnamon, just ground cinnamon. I just noticed we had whole cloves down there too. Mom must have bought those by mistake because we don't use whole cloves on. Oh no, wait, we did use them. We used them when we did a ham two Christmases ago. We keep our seasonings forever because as long as they're in a dark, dry place and sealed well, they tend to be all right. So now let me get a spoon in here somewhere. Hey, where are you? Where are you? So I'm going to do one better. I'm going to use a butter knife. This is one of my kitchen cheats. Instead of the spoon where all the seasonings are going to get stuck into the spoon, I am going to stir with a butter knife. So basically I'm just turning it over. That is a 20-ounce can, by the way, of pie filling. So now it's smelling really good. Another thing you could also do is add some brown sugar in here. I'm kind of on a time crunch at the moment because I'm trying to get these ready before JC leaves to go to work. So I'm not going to do that this morning as far as the brown sugar, but same thing, you would just want to sprinkle some through there. You know, you can be a little more liberal with brown sugar because it is going to basically melt itself down with the heat inside the batter, and it'll absorb into your waffle while it's cooking, and it's going to taste amazing. But it may make your waffle iron a little stickier, so make sure you're using a good non-stick spray when you're spraying between each waffle. Alrighty, that's good stuff right there, y'all. So now we've got the apple cinnamon concoction going on with the cloves. And now let me set up over there so that I can show you guys how I'm going to pour it in and what they're going to look like when they come out. Putting me for the cut off body shot here. But I don't have a good setup. It's literally my camera phone camera. It's early. Haven't had coffee yet. It's sitting on top of a can of puppy formula and being supported in the back by a jar of honey. That's what's giving you this angle. Anyway, I've already gone ahead and followed the instructions on the back of the pancake and waffle mix. This is Great Values, which, might I say, again on this video, it does not come with a bag inside. So I recommend if you have any of those little weevils or bugs that like to get in flour and things like that, go ahead and throw this mix into a giant gallon-sized Ziploc bag once you open this box up. Ours are pretty good here, but I do take it, flap it as tightly as possible, and I put like duct tape across the top of it, literally, just to seal it down. Haven't had any problems with it that way, but I've also put it in bags in the past. So I've already dumped in, as it says here, I'll show you on the chart. Don't get confused on the Great Value box. Up here is going to be your instructions for pancakes. Down, almost dropped the box. Down here is your instructions for waffles. And basically it's going to be 2 cups of the mix, the powder from in the box. It's going to be 1.5 cups of water and 1/3 cup of cooking oil. The liquid stuff. Now let me reread it, make sure I didn't sound silly when I just put it all in the bowl a few minutes ago. So it's all in here now. I've got everything together except the oil. Hello, welcome, Jen. Sorry, coffee. I need it. Gotta start, note to self, coffee before making a video. All right, anyway. So basically I'm gonna use a whisk for this. It seems to mix everything a little better than just using a spatula. Sometimes everything gets stuck to the spatula like a dough. And you definitely wanna use a good mixing bowl. My favorite mixing bowl is my big stainless steel one, but it's a lot bigger than this bowl, and I really didn't feel like using something so big this morning when I'm not making that much batter. The serving size that I'm making, sorry, got my eye watering at a moment. The serving size that I just read to you that I on the box for the 2 cups of mix with 1.5 cups of water and 1/3 cup of oil, that is actually supposed to make 5 to 7 waffles. And we're talking Belgian waffles. You know, the ones that go in the waffle maker are like this big. I would say I can do 2 for me, 2 for JC, probably get another 2 out of it. So I would say 6. It does reasonably well with 6, especially if you're adding toppings in because they're taking up some of that space. So this is all mixed in together now. Whisk. There it is. And then basically some toppings, if I'm using things like dried cranberry, dried cranberry, which are sometimes called craisins. Raisins, nuts, you know, like sprinkling nuts in. I will actually pour the plain batter into my waffle iron quickly because it starts cooking. You know, your waffle iron should be hot and ready when you put your batter in. And make sure you spray it before you do that as well with the non-stick spray. I'll sprinkle those items in after I've poured plain batter in, sprinkle them quickly to make sure it's even, then close the waffle iron down and flip it over. But with something like this, it's pretty dense and thick. I'm just going to go ahead and pour it in there. Now I'm not going to put all of it in there because I'm going to use a little bit. I probably saved about 1/3 of it, and that will go on top of the waffles as kind of a decoration, so to speak. But it's the same flavoring, and you know, I like to let people see what's on the inside because sometimes when you cook with fruit inside, you just get a speckled looking waffle and nobody has no idea. Like they're like, what is it? What flavor? So I got lots of crazy waffle videos coming up for you guys. Wacky waffles indeed, that are gonna have lots of flavors, plus some that I've already filmed that I'll be transferring from my other channel, which is my main channel. It's my blog channel. It's Just Jen, J-U-S-T space J-E-N-N. Check out my daily craziness on there. That's where it's more the family life and whatever's going on with me. So I just whisked in the apple mixture like so, and it's there. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up over there now so I can show you going into the waffle iron because it's exciting. Dust. Alrighty, I'm back. My handy dandy waffle iron, which I am using the Bella, B-E-L-L-A waffle iron. You can get it at Walmart. It's like $16.99. Gives you a nice red and green light that let you know red, it's heating. Green, it means it's ready to take your next waffle batter. And it comes with a little tray underneath for those spillage moments. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this sucker up. A little bit of smokiness because it's been heating for about 30 minutes now while I've been talking. Try not to spray my phone. I'm using just a regular vegetable oil spray with great value, but you can use any brand you like. It is required with waffle irons though. I've never tried just using butter in there. I think it would kind of get messy and sticky at some point and all that burnt butter building up in there. And they do have butter flavored spray, or you know, there's canola oil, your healthier ones with this, that, and the other flavor. I don't really recommend using the olive oil spray unless you follow one of my older videos that I'm going to put over here eventually with chicken pot pie waffles. When you're doing meat and things and vegetables in waffles to make more of a lunch or a dinner item, that's where you get your olive oil spray. Give you that extra flavor. Alrighty, I'm going to grab a little, oh no, where is it? I can't find it. Oh, my little spatula that I love is missing. There it is. A little dainty one. I like using that one when I'm pouring into this waffle iron because it'll actually keep that drippage under control over here. But I'm waiting on my green light to come back on now because when I opened it, sprayed it, closed it again, as you can see, Bella's telling me I only got the red light. It's building back up to the proper heat. Damn it, you. Ah, there's the green light. I got both now. Good to go. All right. So I'm going to use this, just pour about 2/3 of this center area of the waffle iron filled up. Sorry, I don't have a good angle to do this because I've got it propped up again. So basically going to just pour through like so, a little bit more. Cut that off, and there's where I catch my drips. All right, so I'm going to tilt this a little just to help it run to the edges. Even though when I close the top is going to flatten. Now, if I was going to add any kind of pecans or anything, I would sprinkle those now. So I'm going to go ahead and close that down. Flip that on over. That light just went off on the back side. So when that light comes back on green, which takes about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on what items you're putting in here, the denser the fruit and stuff is, the longer it takes, because all the little elves and fairies and gnomes that live in this Bella thing, apparently they keep track of the humidity and the moisture, and they know to cook it a little longer. That's my theory. I'm sticking to that. So I'll be back when this light turns green. Pull the waffle out, put it on a plate, show you what it should look like when you serve it. Phone. Worst time ever. Bella has given us the green light. It's time to go. And sometimes when you flip this back over, and you look at it, you may think it doesn't look quite as crispy. Just feel it. It's not going to burn your fingers, being that it's so porous. So you can use a fork, I recommend, to like stab into one of these quadrants and pull it out. As you can see, you can do it just the hard way like me and just pull it out of there. And close that back down, let that heat back up for the next waffle, and try. Sorry about the shakiness. To bring you with me over here. There we go. Hopefully my belly is not sticking out. This is the shortest little shirt I have on right now, so it's not quite the size I used to be eating all these waffles. So if you're one of those people that's kind of anal about presentation, waffle irons always have a little leftover on the edges here if it spills at all, so just pull it off, chuck it aside, eat it. It tastes fine. It's a waffle, for God's sake. Let's not get too picky about it. First thing in the morning, hadn't had my coffee yet either. Okay, so there we go. Trimmed off the edge there. And I am going to go ahead and put a drizzle. Normally I would put butter on here. This one I'm going to give to JC. So the next one, I'll put 2 of them on the plate for him. It's not going to have butter on it, but I'm going to drizzle that lightly. There we go. Get a nice drizzlage. I'm going to come back over here to that Comstock that I saved on the side that I told you about earlier in the bowl. Pushing around, make sure my spices and seasonings are all in the same place where I need them to be. I'm just basically going to take that and make it your centerpiece. And these would even be good if you had a little bit of whipped cream. You could dollop that right on top of there. There you go. And let me, of course, for plating, I gotta clean. Oh, and I'm out of napkins. What happened? Not prepared. This is what happens when you get out of bed and legitimately just pick up your phone and start filming. Any of you who watch my other channel, you know I keep threatening to change it to impromptu video because I just get an idea about something I want to make that I haven't made before on the channel, and I want to share it with you guys. So, here we go. Lifting you up. Ah, yeah. There we go. So basically that is your apple, cinnamon, and clove breakfast Belgian waffle. Free to eat it for lunch or dinner if you want to. I'm just saying. Sorry, I'm gonna be near the mic here. I'm trying not to use the camera so much just yet because that card is pretty full and I'm never gonna get everything on there. But anyway, feel free to try it out yourself and add some tweaks to it. Sprinkle some coconut in there. Apple, cinnamon, heck, mix it with some berries. There's all kinds of ways. Options are endless. Just saying. And for those of you who, this is gonna be similar to apple pie and flavoring. So for those of you who eat cheese on your apple pie, I tried it once. I didn't understand. I was confused. My taste buds were confused. Throw some cheese, sprinkle it on there while it's still hot and let it melt on there, and it's your world. Anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see the next episode of J. Alto's Crazy Eats and Kitchen Cheats. Bye.